Hey everybody, Mac to Monster here, back with Marvel Heroes, and this time we got Gambit. Just came out today, and finally got some time to do a skill review with him, take a look at him. And this is his regular coat that he comes with. I believe it's the movie, not sure, modern costume. I think it's from the movie, maybe not. I kind of like it. His other costume is the same with a brown trench coat. So it's really not too much different. A little bit of purple in different places, but that's about it. And going through his skills, I'll start with my usual right to left. And we got the good times roll. This is the standard movement that he has. And it will stun enemies you go through, which is a nice little added feature, as well as get rid of negative status effects and become immune to them for a short time. You couldn't want a better movement skill, I don't think. Then we got a passive, sleight of hand. And it gives you some dodge. When you successfully dodge an attack, you throw a card onto your attacker, which explodes soon after. Well, that sounds pretty good to me. And it starts with a big chunk of dodge, so it looks like he's going to be a heavy dodge. Let's see, Sticky Fingers. This is a very nice passive. Your time among thieves and your uncanny charm helps you and your team find better items and more credits. Plus 1% rare item find. This is probably going to go up to about 20 to 30%, I would imagine. And that's pretty awesome because that's going to keep you in some gear. And then we got another, it's kind of a passive as far as I can tell, but it's called Red Suits. Your ranged powers restore spirit while Red Suits is active. Your ranged powers apply a debuff, which makes your bow staff powers restore your health when they hit a target with that debuff. Activating Black Suits ends this effect. So it's going to be one of those turn it on and it stays on. For a loss of spirit. So you lose 20 maximum spirit. Every time you hit with a ranged power, you restore 1 spirit. And it applies a debuff for 5 seconds. Then if you hit it with your staff, you get 21 health per melee hit for those 5 seconds. So they're really trying to make Gambit a maximum hybrid. You got to use a ranged power, got to use a melee power to really get his benefits together. And we got Black Suits, and this does a little bit different. It's still got that 20 spirit reduction, but it adds damage rating to ranged powers and puts a debuff on that makes your bow staffs do 66 more damage. Red Suits, I think, is going to be the primary thing you're going to want to use. And then we got his signature ability here, Raging Cajun. Immediately gain 100 kinetic charge. He's got kinetic charge. I'm not exactly sure what the kinetic charge really does, but I know it gets overcharged. But it gives you kinetic charge, cleanse any negative stats effects, and gain immunity to crowd control for a short time. During that time, you have a greatly increased chance to critical strike and dodge enemy attacks. So it costs 15 spirit. It has a 40-second cooldown. And for 10 seconds, you're immune to crowd control. You get a 470 crit rating and 1344 dodge rating. Actually has synergy, plus 1% duration per point in Chiri, which is your ultimate. I guess they're trying to make you actually get extra ultimate powers. Interesting. And Cheat Death. Too bad this is at level 37, but this is basically God mode or Phoenix Reborn, Rebirth. Defy death itself. When it would come to claim you, immediately enter overcharged mode when you're revived. So it's going to res you from dead. It happens once every 10 minutes, and it makes you overcharged. And as far as I can tell, I think that overcharged is extra damage, but let's see, Royal Flush. This is your first ranged ability. It's a surge ability. Throw a fan of cards that pierce through enemies and explode at the end of their path. So it's got a nice little ranged ability there. Kinetic Overcharge, passive. When your kinetic charge bar is full, your next surge power initiates overcharge mode. Charged objects you lift and deal more damage when you throw them. Oh, okay. So you get your charge up, and then you hit this and you go into overcharge mode, and for 10 seconds you get an extra 78 to 115 per hit with a range power, attack and movement speed buffed, and a critical hit bonus. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I should say you don't use a range ability, use a surge ability. I don't know if any melee... Oh, there's a melee surge. Okay. Ace of Spades. Area ability, ranged ability. Throw a card that sticks to an enemy, explodes shortly thereafter, slowing enemies into blast. So, that's alright. Wild cards, range basic power. Throw a card at an enemy. If you use a spirit spending power, the next wild card thrown within 5 seconds will deal double damage and stun the target. So they're looking to make you go not only range to melee stuff, but spirit spender to non-spirit spender basic powers. That might get a little confusing. Fold them. Arranged movement and area ability. Launch yourself back while tossing out cards. Oh, the standard get away from the target and slow it down. Those always suck. 52 card pickup. Area. Surge power. Cover an area with around you with charged cards, slowing enemies and exploding after a short time. So that's going to be like Deadpool, Caltrip ability. Energy damage is pretty good. Slows attack and movement speed. Lasts 1.5 seconds. Too bad the slow doesn't take effect a little longer. It's kind of strange. I think I like Caltrips better. Kinetic Control, passive. Your mastery of energy makes you tireless in combat, and your ranged attacks more forceful the farther they travel. Oh, okay. So damage plus 10% to far away targets, plus 10 maximum spirit. So the farther away something is, the more damage you do. Dead Man's Hand, ranged basic attack. Randomly throw 2 to 5 charge cards on a line which stop at the first enemy hit. So that's going to be your standard machine gun spray and pray attack. And then stack the deck, a ranged attack, spray a continuous stream of deadly kinetic charge cards at your enemies. Oh, that's your standard machine gun attack. That's like the Cyclops blast, or the optical attack there. Machine guns. 4 spirit per second, I would assume. That's actually not bad at all. If it's 4 spirit per second, it's great. If it's 4 spirit per card, it's terrible. Then we go into our melee. We got Bow Strike. Physical damage 105 to 145. And your target deals less damage. Oh, 3% less damage for 5 seconds. I like that. That's a way to make that scale with level. That's much better than taking off straight damage, I think. That's awesome. Savate Expert, passive. Your effortless mastery of French kickboxing makes you formidable in combat. Defense rating plus 60 for 8 seconds when you hit with melee power, plus 90 hit points, and 115 tenacity. That seems like a good buff. Street Sweep, fighting, and a surge power. Slam your bow into the ground, clearing a path with a powerful shockwave. That's a good amount of damage, but it's kind of slow. Really slow, 0.8 attack speed. That's not good. Bow Beatdown, melee, basic, and fighting power. Swing your infused bow with wide arcs, destabilizing enemies, making them vulnerable to attacks. Well, that's just the same as the one that you just had. I guess that's dealing extra damage to them, and that's reducing the damage they deal. So I take it back. That's not the same. And it does do more damage and add a vulnerability to it, so you might as well just add that vulnerability into those damage numbers, because the next swing you do, you'll get the benefit of it. Then we got a Bull Vault, melee movement and area power. Vault over your enemies, knocking down enemies with the impact of your landing. So that sounds like Black Panther's little jump. I don't know if that will be any better than Good Time Roll. nobody freezes anymore. There's no freeze in the game, so that crowd control thing, eh. This might be better because they at least do some damage, although it's a lot more spirit. Let's see, ground slam, area, fighting, melee, and surge ability. Slam your charged bow staff into the ground, causing a shockwave that stuns enemies. That might be pretty good. That's a little bit faster than this one. And then all in, area, fighting, melee power. Wade into the crowds of enemies whirling your bow staff, leaving a wake of destruction and deflect projectiles in your path. Wow, 2366 twice per second. Oh, that sounds like the most appealing so far. That's got to be just like Cyclops' spinning and Emma's little diamond twirl. But that's a lot more damage, I think. Well, no, Cyclops' is pretty good too. Not bad. And then you got Cheery. And people like this and others don't. This is your ultimate. Rogue drops you from the sky, unleashing a huge shockwave of energy after she'll come to the ground and fight by your side. So it gives energy damage. This is at level 52, so it's really not that much damage. 37 to, say, 55 damage. And it's limited to 7 hits. That's a terrible idea, too. You're only going to kill trash, maybe. Some trash at level 40s tends to have 6k hit health, so this isn't even going to kill him outright. But she'll come down, and she's probably better than what we see, as most pets tend to be that way. And that's Gambit. Let's take a look at his stats over here. Well, he has no durability. He is going to die terrible deaths. He is not going to do well on damage taking. So you better hope he dodges. It only goes up, wow. Yeah, it only goes up 2 ranks. Strength, it doesn't even go up. Fighting, well, this seems bugged. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. It's just not hovering right. Fighting does go up quite a bit, so that'll help you a little bit. Not so sure with that kind of durability if I want to go into melee with him. And he speeds up just a little bit. No energy. Oh, he gets energy. That's going to help his attacks. Yeah, this is bugged. I wonder if these are actually the right stats at all. So, looks like stats are not reporting correctly. Oh well. I still got 760 splinters. I got 600 in the bank. So I got to collect a few more. But that's Gambit. He looks alright. He still looks unfinished. I don't think he's going to be as good as everybody wants him to be. I think Loki's still going to be the powerhouse. That's what I can tell so far. I'll let you know in a couple of days when I get him to around level 37 so I can really try him out. And that's it. So I hope it helped. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later.